The thoughts, views, and opinions are that of my own. I'm not a salesman. I cannot be bought. This is all entertainment. Let's go.
The cipher. It's the new cipher.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Peace, 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 peace. Peace, peace, and more peace. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is your host, EQ, and this is
The cipher.
Get my TV going. There we go. How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
EQ.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
It's the new cipher. EQ.
Yes, 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 sir. Giving time for people to come in. I know I'm gonna be doing the first impressions on the independent brand, so I don't expect too many people in here. It ain't like it's a hot topic today. We gonna get in, we gonna get out, and we might talk for a little while depending on what we're doing, but we'll see. I don't expect much, but for those who show up, I appreciate you. Gotta keep the hands. Again, my favorite lotion. I'm telling you, I should be sponsored by these folks.
The cipher.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Let's go ahead and get it started. Peace, peace, peace. Oh, turn this down. Got my TV. Peace, 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 and more peace. It is a vibe. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? How y'all feeling? So today we're gonna be doing the first impressions on a brand called Good Vibes Perfume. We're gonna be doing unboxing. Listen, I still got everything in the box it was shipped in. I have not opened it up, and I will get into the backstory on how that came about, how this company reached out to me, and where we are. I'll do an unboxing of those fragrances. I don't know if it's a pretty sized box, so they might have sent me their entire house. So we'll unbox those and go through each fragrance. I'll tell you what I think about each fragrance that I smell as I'm smelling them. I'll give you my thoughts and how I'm feeling about them. I will then, after I smell everything, I will come to a conclusion. I'll tell you what my favorites were, if I have favorites, because I might not like any of them. That's always a reality when doing these blind smellings. I could smell everything and say, ain't really for me. And that's, has to be okay. But if I come to that kind of situation, I'm gonna try to do a good job at explaining like why I didn't care for something or why I did care for something, why I didn't like something, why I really like something, and give constructive criticisms, good and bad, right? I think that's a good way to do first impressions, especially when you're dealing with an independent fragrance house, unlike a Raja, a Dior, a Chanel, who could care less whether I review the fragrances or not. Indies, I try to treat a little bit different because, words have meaning, words have power, and I try to be mindful of what I say, but at the same time, honesty is key in this. So these fragrances we're going to discuss were sent to me. I did not pay for them. So take whatever I'm going to say with a grain of salt, or however you feel about that. So before I do that, my guy, I think my last live I did, we talked about, somebody asked me about Blue Sapphire Supercharge, right? So my guy, Larry Mendez, if you've been in Fragrance Marketplace group or my fragrance group, then Larry, good decanter, honest dude. So, and he gets a lot of new fragrances. So for those who know a new fragrance is coming out, especially like a really good niche fragrance, but you don't want to spend that money and you want a decant, he's picking up everything. I'm not going to go into every fragrance that he's picked up, But for those in my group, you know. If you're not, it is what it is. But I'm pretty sure he shared it in Fragrance Marketplace. So you'll be able to see those there. But that's his business. But anyway, he said he was sending over Blue Sapphire Supercharge. So all the way from Los Angeles, California. He sent that over. So I'm gonna sample that and see if it's worth it. And then I brought Blue Sapphire. So for those who don't know, Until Faith came out, this was the first Boudicca fragrance I got my nose on. This is the first fragrance when you start talking about the way quality of notes, it made me look at oud different. It made me look at how fragrances transition, transform. And it's just like before then, I had smelt a lot of clones. I was kind of going around saying, clones are really close to the original. And then I had smelt clones of this from, specific clone houses. And I was just like, yeah, that's not it. And that made me just start buying originals for a lot of things, because what I really end up realizing over the long haul is none of these clones really match it. Because for me, it's about the experience, right? When you start talking about a fragrance, it's about the experience from beginning to end. Now, if you just want to smell good and you're looking for something that you deem to just perform long, then that doesn't matter. You're in the game for compliments, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's you're going to do what you want to do, right? But when you're into perfumery, when you're wearing something and you're getting a vibe and a feel, from the time you spray it on your skin till the time it is gone, that entire ride is part of the experience. And if a clone doesn't give me that entire ride, then it's not the same. I don't care how close it smells in your scent memory, because a lot of that is just scent memory to me. It's about the entire experience. And some people say, yeah, well, some of these things last longer. And that may be true, but that's the equivalent of saying a new Corvette is really fast, and it's faster than a lot of cars. But if you gave me a 1995 911 Porsche, yeah, it's not the fastest car out there, but the driving experience with a stick shift and going through the motions and going out on a Sunday drive, the cars and coffee, and just listening to that engine roar, that whole it don't matter that you can't rev it to 9,000 RPMs or whatever. That doesn't really matter. It's about the entire experience, the ride, the feel to the road. That entire drive, you can be like, yeah, but my car goes faster. Cool story, bro. I'd rather drive in the Ferrari Testarossa that might not do 180 miles an hour, but that experience of that engine purring on a Sunday is what makes it better, contrary to speed. And I look at the same way when it comes to fragrances. You don't have to agree with it. That's how I view it. But I'm not going to dive too much into that, because I got a good show for y'all tomorrow about a lot of that. So we'll go into that. But anyway, Blue Sapphire, one of my favorite fragrances. The opening of this is like 4 hours, 3 hours. It is up there. Candied lemon, honeyed florals, green indole jasmine, adding a bit of animalic touch, honey, just the candied lemon and the honey citruses give you this almost lemon head kind of thing. And then you have this dry woods, patchouli, amber. This is just outside of Faith, this is just an experience. And a little goes a long way. I never really spray over 4 sprays whenever I wear this, because you got to understand, a little goes a long way with Blue Sapphire. A little goes a long way. So let's see what Larry sent me, and then we'll get into what some of y'all might have came here for. Okay, Larry. Larry, bro, I don't know what you did. All right, so Larry's from California. His name is Mendez, right? Bro, what is this? What, do you got some work in here? You got a got an ounce in here or something? Bro, he got this joint wrapped like he hiding it from the police canine. Bro, what the fuck? It's all good, bro. All jokes while I unwrap this and see what this joint hitting on. And I'll see if I need to if I need to buy Blue Sapphire. And then we're going to get into the fragrance house, but I want to see what this hitting on. Bro, what the fudge? He wrapped this good. I'll tell you one thing, you ain't gonna never have no bad packages. I'll tell you that. All right, there we go. All right, I'll tell you what, man. Pull out my knife. Yeah. So how many people like Blue Sapphire Supercharged better? Put that over there. Let me see. Put fire in the chat if you like Supercharged better. All right. Gave me a good amount, so I can not only can I spray it real quick, I can get some wearing out of it. So that's a good thing. Let me get this trash off my lap. I'll clean that up because I hate clutter. Another reason I don't like a whole bunch of fragrances. I'm kind of hate clutter. I'm kind of scared to buy a lot of stuff. All right. I'm scared because if I like it, that's like 600 plus 700. And I got other things I already budgeted for. And I don't, yeah, man, we'll see. Okay. God, y'all should have sprayed that one. This little bit is gonna last me. It's Blue Sapphire, bro. God. Candy citruses, but I'm getting is mandarin. I'm not looking at the notes. I feel like I'm getting a mandarin orange in here. Juicy. Oh, mandarin orange got to be in here. It's the same orange he used in Hasu, the same orange he used in Faith. Oh. So without putting it on skin, it takes that DNA, but if you don't care for that fleshy, indole, slightly animalic jasmine, because that's what I don't believe that's the actual oud. It's the jasmine which gives you that indole kind of vibe to it. Oh my God. Ooh wee. Is it orange and bergamot? Bro, it is fruity. Okay, let me see what Parfumo has to say. Because yeah, man, this is now the essence of what Blue Sapphire is here. It's here. So the question comes down to, because I don't mind the fleshy indole kind of animalic thing to it. I think it gives it personality. I think it gives it some machismo, and it works for me, especially in low qualities. And people don't really smell that in the air. That's more of a user thing. So to pay $7 for it when you have Blue Sapphire, which will last you or me for the rest of my life, I don't really know if that's the case on first impression. I think they're different enough, but when you're talking about spending almost $1,000 for something, you really should like pick and choose what you're doing. It has to make sense to me. It got to make financial sense to me. And I'm not sure. Where's my Parfumo app? I'm not sure that really financially it's good. If I didn't have Blue Sapphire, let's just say I never had Blue Sapphire and Supercharged and Blue Sapphire came out and I came across both, I would probably buy Supercharged. I would. Because it's something about that candied lemon and this citrus that really takes it over the head. So let's see what kind of notes in this. Yep, orange. Knew it. It's the same orange in Hasu. It's the same orange in Faith. So mentally, I'm like, oh, a little bit of Faith. Got some raspberry, jasmine. I mean, it's giving me the rose amber oud. Yeah, it just turns up the brightness at the top. Yeah, man. Hold on. I really don't want to spray. Like, this stuff will really take over room. I probably should have did this after I smelt these fragrances, because this stuff really will take over a room. It'll take over a space. It just will. That's my baby right there. Yeah, that's my baby right there. Yeah, that's my baby. I mean, I think my baby's still up. Listen, first impressions, it's good. Supercharged is good. Do you need to spend $700 more to get something that's just slightly different? I don't. Go get something else, or sell Blue Sapphire and go get Supercharged. But I'll wear them both on my hand and kind of see how I feel through the experience. But my baby is humming, bro. That candied lemon is just stronger, where I feel like I'm getting more of that sweet citruses in the new one, with none of that like kind of harsh animalics to it. It's there, but it's not really there. It's leathery. I like it. I got other things to get. It's cool. I like it though. It's good. They're neck and neck. I can't. So to close out the Supercharge in Blue Sapphire, the difference between where's that sample at? Did I put it in my lap? I don't know where that sample at. I'll find it. Where I'll put it at? Oh, it's right here. So for those just coming in, Larry Mendez, a guy in my group, one of the decanters, he sent me a sample of Blue Sapphire Supercharge. I've already had Blue Sapphire. For those who never seen my videos, you know how I feel about this fragrance. This is goated to me. Faith only takes it because it's just more wearable and others, but they're really kind of like neck and neck. This and Faith are really neck and neck, depending on where I'm doing and where I'm going and what kind of statement I want to make. Like, this does numbers. But Faith gets more compliments. This Supercharge is good. I'm getting more of that mandarin orange sweetness up top, less of the fleshy indole greenness, but I'm getting, it's missing that honey floral to me. It's missing that, at least on a test strip. I'm not getting that. And that's what I love about this. That's what makes this better than the Abdul Samad Al-Karash. It makes it better. I'm sorry. Those little nuances is what makes this better than most. So for me, this still kind of has the edge. It's just not that much different, where I just think it's overlapping the OG to me, because I don't mind animalics. If you kind of mind that, then it ain't going to really be, I would tell you to go get the Supercharged. But that's just a first impressions thought. I need to wear that. Before I do that, my sip of the day, before we get into while y'all here, my sip of the day, some Japanese whiskey. And we're going to go ahead and do this right. And then we're going to get into these fragrances. Yeah, the OG is just heavy pour. The OG is just love to me. It's just, it is just absolutely love to me. Japanese whiskey hits like scotch to me. Anybody else get that kind of vibe? Like it comes off like scotch. It comes off like scotch a lot, like good scotch. Okay. So for those of you who are coming in, a company reached out to me. They Good Vibes Perfume. They reached out to me on Instagram. They were like, AEQ, we really like your platform, what you're doing, the energy you bring, the authenticity that you bring. Your engagement with your followers, and we're fans of your content. Well, I'm a fan of your content. If you don't mind, if it's okay, I would like to send you some fragrances and you know, if you can give me your thoughts on them. They didn't necessarily say alive or anything like that, but I think if a company sends you their babies, their creations, especially as consistent as I've been and I'm trying to continue to be, I think it's only right that you talk about them. If they send it to you. Now, if I was doing pre-recorded stuff, I would open up the box, smell it. Of course, I would be sitting in my room. I would be doing pre-recorded information. And if I didn't like them at all, I would just call the company and be like, I don't really care for these joints. Joints job mid. Now, somebody on my last live said, well, you should talk about everything you like and you don't dislike. No, I shouldn't. No, I shouldn't. My time is money. Do you know how much time it takes to, one, record a video, if you're not doing a live, to record a video, to edit a video? And if you're paying for an editor, I have to pay for that. That costs me money now. Record a video, edit it, pay for somebody to edit, take my time, an hour or two to do that recording, to upload it. No, my time is more precious. You might not respect your time that way, and that's okay. I personally respect my time. A live is totally different. A live, if it's an unboxing, I'm talking about it. But I would always say, if people say, well, you should, I don't think I need to. I don't think I have to. I can talk about what I want to talk about. And I prefer to talk about things I like. And most of the time, I haven't done a lot of blind buying in a long time. I sample mostly everything, and I don't see the point of buying something I don't like just to dump on it. Why would I spend my money to buy a fragrance, hundreds of dollars to buy a fragrance I don't like, to dump on it? That video isn't going to pay for what it cost me to buy that fragrance to dump on it. So I wasted my time. I'm never going to get back. I always told you, every day, every second, you're dying. I wasted my time. I could have been doing something else. I'm never going to recoup that money I spent on it because the video's not going to do the numbers. I'm not Gen Sense. If I had Gen Sense numbers, 30K views on my videos, that might make a little bit more sense for me because that video would pay for itself. I'm not there yet, so it doesn't pay for itself. So that's not, so financially, now I'm in the red. On a video, I took my time out on a video, on a fragrance I don't like, to talk about it. Yeah, that did me no justice. If you say, but you know, your viewers, well, then my viewers should go out and sample the fragrance they want to sample, and they shouldn't trust my nose anyway. You got money, you got a job. If you want to smell something, go sample it. You don't need me to tell you you should buy it. And again, most of my followers, men. I'm just, I feel like I can talk to y'all frank, open, honest, and bluntly. You don't need me to tell you to buy something. So I would say, if I don't ever talk about it, assume two things. Well, three things. I don't own it. I smelt it. I don't want to own it. Or I smelt it and I think it's mid or trash. So I didn't want to talk about it, or I didn't want to spend my hard-earned money to pay for it. So if I don't talk about it, assume if it's your favorite fragrance, I think it's mid, or I just don't want it. I don't think it's worth it in my collection or in my wardrobe. I don't think it's worth it. It has to make sense for me to spend money on something. It has to really make sense. It has to fit my wardrobe. And if it's a lot of great fragrances came out this year, I will never get them because it makes no sense, financial sense for me to get it. I've said it a million times. I'm big on how I view my finances. And my dollars are workers, and I need to put them to work, and it needs to make sense. If it doesn't, I won't do it. So I say that with all due respect. Okay, this is the box. Has not been opened. We're going to open it. Good Vibe Perfume, and then while I'm opening it, they reached out to me and was like, yeah, we want to send you some stuff. Now, what they did send me, I didn't want to bring this on the camera, but they sent me a picture. Maybe on my, I'll do an IG reel at some point, or when I put it up, I'll do a reel in the room. And the picture they sent me, it is a dope gift. It's like some art. It's an art of me that says the Sapphire Live, because I'm looking at it uncensored, and it's me talking to like this perfume bottle, but like a man with a perfume bottle head. It's like really dope with the microphone, and it is a really super dope art piece. And I appreciate them sending that. That was unexpected, but that ain't gonna change how I feel about these joints. So but I do appreciate the gift. So let's see what we got here. Close this knife up. All right. Let's see what we got. Okay. A box inside a box. All right. Put that back there. I know this is a little rough, but you know, when I'm doing these first impressions, I just kind of want to okay, I don't feel like taking this out the box inside the box. So I'm just gonna open up the box in here and take it out inside here. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Set that over there. All right. So let's see what we got here. We got 3 large packages. Oh yeah, so they sent it in. We'll see. First impressions now. If y'all want me know some stuff I'm a like and don't like, it's gonna probably be a bottle that's sent to me, not something I'm spending my money on, and I'm doing the first impressions. Like even, you know, like when if I blind buy something like that, Blue de Chanel or something that I have to blind buy and I'm gonna rush to get it, and I'll be like, well, that ain't gonna really, you know, I'll be like, that kind of wasn't worth the $300 that it costs. And that Blue de Chanel inspired me to produce tomorrow's show. It really inspired me. That Blue de Chanel l'exclusive kind of pissed me off in the grand scheme for various different reasons, and I'll go into that tomorrow. So we got some stuff in there. We got another box there. So, I mean, there's a possibility the entire collection can be in here. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We got one more pack to open up, and we'll get to it. Now, I went to their website like briefly, and when I went to their website, it seems like a lot of their fragrances are Caribbean inspired. I don't know who the owner is, but it just seems like it's a lot of Caribbean inspired fragrances. So it seemed like majority of fragrances, when I briefly just skimmed through it, were all freshies. All right, so that's 5 fragrances. Okay, 5 here. Some limited editions. All right, 4 limited editions. All right, if some of these are duplicates in my Facebook group, I'm gonna find a way to ship these out. If they're duplicates, just because I don't need a whole bunch of duplicates. I'm not. I mean, I could give them my good friends who support my content probably like, bro, why don't you give them to me? But you know, I'll probably find a way to do that. I'll talk to my admins, because one of my admins, he's an admin in another group, and I'm pretty sure they've done giveaways and stuff of that nature. So I'll talk to him, see how he runs it, Joshua, see how he's ran them in the past, and you know, waffles and kind of how they do the whole thing, and then I will figure that out in my Facebook group. That's where those go. That's where to be honest, that's where most of my giveaways will probably be done. I might do something here on the live or on YouTube, and I get it. But it's something about, I don't even let people come into my Facebook group unless they subscribe to me. So everybody in my group, I know for a fact, rock with me the long way. Pause. So yeah, we got a lot of fragrances here. A lot of fragrances here. If some of these are duplicates, then I'm going to find a way to do it. Okay, I got a lot of stuff here. So, all right. So one of the things I will say is these boxes all look the same. I wish, but we'll open them up. I know they sell 50 mLs and 10 mLs. I can tell you for a fact that these are 10 mLs. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 mLs. Somebody real quick, go to the website because I'm trying to just get this situated. Go to the website. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 7. Okay. Go to the website and tell me how many fragrances they have. Because they might have gave me 50 mLs and 10 mLs. And if they did that, I kind of don't want to open a 10 mLs because I'm likely to find a way to give these out in the group. And they haven't been opened. And I can ship it out in the boxes that they already sent me. So I really want to do that. So somebody tell me how many fragrances, just count it. Count it real quick. Tell me how many fragrances they have. Because I got 7 here. If they got 7 fragrances, then I have 7 mLs, then that'll work. Let me see how many bottles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold on, I found another 10 mL. So we have 2, 4, 6. We got 8. So it's 8 10 mLs he has here, or she has here. And then 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. And 9 regular. So I really have a feeling they have 8. Okay. Somebody said 9. Okay, I have 9 of the regular bottles, 8 of the other ones. This is the only bottle, and it says limited edition that looks different from the other boxes, the way the other boxes look. So I'm gonna assume that these are 10 mLs of the 50s that I have here. I will find a way to redistribute those into my group. Thanks for your support. Thanks for always being in here rocking with me hard. A lot of y'all have been around my group or been around my channel since the beginning. So I'm going to find a way to do that, even if I have to split it up or make you pick 4. I'm going to figure, or if I do one a person, like one raffle, whoever wins, then do another one. If that person wins again, he wins again. That way, 8 people can walk away with something. I want to redistribute that back. I really do. All right. So the first fragrance we're going to go to look like it's 700 millionaire. 700 millionaire. I don't know what the notes. I just know a lot of that stuff is fresh. So these are the bottles. They're stock bottles in like paper labels. Stock bottles, paper labels. And this is what it looks like. But let's see what it smells like before I'm gonna smell everything and then I'll give my final thoughts on what I think. So let's see. How I'm gonna be able to do this. We're probably not gonna really be able to get the dry downs because there's just so much going on around me. I don't know. I'm gonna put 8. I wasn't prepared for 8 bottles. I should have been, but I wasn't prepared for that. So we'll see. Okay. So this is 700 millionaire. Coconut, vanilla, some woods. Has some sweetness to it. Okay. It's sweet. It's woody. I'm not getting the highest quality of oils. Just me being honest. I'm not getting that. But it's easy wearing. It's not overly syrupy. I'm sure on skin, it'll be a little bit better. But, for people who, again, I know my viewers. I know kind of what people post in my group as far as what they're wearing. So we're talking things that are constantly transitioning and things of that nature. I'm not really getting that. I'm getting a lot of different accords. Some feel like coconut. Somebody put the notes in there. Some spice, coconut. It's like milky. It's lactonic a little bit. Sweet. It's easy to go, easy wear. Has a youthful vibe to it. So I can see somebody very youthful wearing something like this. Will this get compliments? Yeah, sure. It'll get compliments. Without a doubt, this will get compliments. Yes. If you put this on and you go outside, it's gonna get compliments. It smells like it's like heavy oils, like heavy oils. So I'm sure it's gonna last long. Okay, that's 700. That's 700 millionaire. Again, it's a lot of chords. I'm running stuff through my brains. Some coconut. I'm getting some coconut creamy woods. Smells good. Smells like it's going to last. Heavy oils, and I'm sure it's going to smell better on skin than it is on paper. But it's solid. It's solid. Solidly released. So that's 700 millionaire. I'll put that off to the side. And again, I'm gonna smell all these. Tell you what I think as I'm smelling them, and then give my final thoughts on the fragrances. You know, good, bad, some good takeaways, some improvements and things of that nature. So the next one is special edition Caribbean Mango. Caribbean Mango. Again, stock bottles. Ooh, tons of mango. Like that's heavy. Ooh. All right. That's like, I'm getting something very like almost syrupy mango. So think of like those heavy mango fragrance, like almost like God of Fire-esque. Like it's like that kind of sweetness and spicy. I'm clearing out my nose. It's a lot in here. It's a lot in here. I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate the super chat. Okay, I like this one. Mango, some citruses. There's this like crispy, like this crisp accord kind of thing going on. Some musk, very sweet. I might want to put this one. Well, it's giving me like God of Fire-esque kind of fragrance. It's just the way it hit. It's not, it doesn't give me a natural mango smell, a very sweet, artificial, almost designer-esque feel to the fragrance. I'm really, it's just a lot going on. I think we'll see. I almost want mango might have to go on skin. I just want to kind of figure out the best, put it on skin, and just kind of see how it works. But the way I smelt this and the way it feels, these are gonna last on skin. So for those of you who love long-lasting, projecting fragrances, you're gonna get that. For those of you who watch my channel who are wearing fragrances like Raja, Boudicca, things of that nature, this ain't, you know what I mean? You're gonna be like, it's cool. That's what you're gonna be like. It's cool. Like I can tell you like this didn't come from, at least I'm not getting like the notes came from some high-end French house. Like when, for those who watch my George Zaroff video and he was like, I'm sourcing material from here, and here and cooking it up. I can't say that that's the case. At least that's not the way it's coming off. But it's sweet. It's almost like God of Fire-esque vibes. It'll get compliments. Again, if compliments is what you're looking for, you will get compliments in that fragrance. And that was sweet. That was mango, Caribbean mango. Let me see. Do we have bottles on this? Because I was about to say, if the names ain't on the bottles, one of the things I would say is put names on the bottles. It'd be easy to know because it seemed like all the bottles look the same until you open them. So that's just a quick, before I get my final thoughts, that's just a quick, just thought process. All right, the next one. Let's see what the next one is. The next one is called Whatever, Eau de Parfum. Whatever, Eau de Parfum. What everybody's saying in the chat. Anybody have any experience with these? Put it in the chat. Let me know what you think. Whoa. Okay. This smells like some date night fragrance. It's a soapy, some citruses, soapy, woody. It's good. I like this. I don't love it. Again, as I'm gonna say with this fragrance is, and I think it's gonna be for the rest of them, and I have to say it depending on who when you come in the chat. This isn't gonna be, in my personal opinion, based on how I'm smelling it, like where notes are coming from like Europe and you're buying like geranium by itself and these things. I'm not getting that thing with it. Cause it's I'm just getting what I'm smelling is accords. I'm smelling like this citrus, like no fruit is really standing out. I'm just smelling like bright, these variations of different accords. Maybe on skin, it'll smell a little bit different, but it's fresh. Smells like heavy oils, something that'll last all day. It'll work good on skin, and it will get you compliments. So if compliments is what you seek, you will get the compliments with this. You'll get the compliments. You will definitely get the compliments with this. But again, solid. Moving up next. Caribbean coconut. So I'm assuming this is a coconut fragrance. Well, it's Caribbean coconut, so it should. Let me clear out my. Caribbean coconut. See what this hitting on? Coconut. Musk, coconut. Almost like this aquatic kind of nuance. Vanilla or amber kind of thing. So it's sweet, it's coconut. I'm getting like, I'm just getting these, it's like a fruity accord. It's like no fruit. I can't like pinpoint, maybe lime, maybe a little bit of lime. But I'm getting musk, coconut fruits. This is something that, like, if you also, again, this smells, it just smells dense. It smells dense. You ever smelled a fragrance that was like really sweet and smells dense? So I'm pretty sure that when it comes to longevity, you're going to get longevity in these. I'm pretty sure you're going to get that. Again, a crowd pleasing fragrance, very crowd pleasing, but I don't find the complexity in it for those of you who like complexity. So that's up to you, depending on where you fall on the spectrum of how you're building your fragrance wardrobe, where you fall on the spectrum of things. But yeah, you can wear this out. It's summery, coconut, citrus, woods, some musk, but very sweet, like artificially sweet. Artificially sweet. Doesn't smell as natural, if that makes sense. And that's going to be special edition Caribbean coconut. Next up, we're going to go with, we got quite a few more. Let me put that over there. What we got here? Tangerine spice. Similar to party Malibu Party in the Bay? No, not really. And no. And I say no, one, it's a glaring difference. But let me go through these and I'll explain why it's a glaring difference. But most of the glaring difference is you can just smell the quality difference. It's just you can smell it. Like you can pick out like that's lime. Like it's juicy, it's bright, it's Italian. Like you can smell it. It's like that's lime. The coconut feeling to it, it's watery. It's like coconut water. This is like almost like sweet coconut candy almost, if that makes sense. Like if there was a such thing like as a coconut like Jolly Rancher kind of thing, it's just sweet. It's sweet, super sweet. So there's a difference. You couldn't wear this and then wear that and then convince me you were wearing one or the other. You know what I mean? Tangerine spice. Okay. I like this one. You can smell that it's very juicy. Again, very sweet. Very sweet. But this is mellow. This has some brightness. So I'm feeling like it might have some bergamot or zesty. It could be lemon, bergamot. I'm getting this tart fruit with the juxtaposition of this mandarin orange. It's like a really tart fruit accord. It could be lemon, it can be bergamot, but there's a tartness behind this, like sweet accord. I like this one, but I will admit again, and I don't think I need to keep reiterating. I think I'm pretty know what, like all of these are going to have that sweet, probably artificial sweetness to them. All of these are probably going to have that. But this one, out of all of them so far, this one isn't, it's like there's a sparkle to this one. It's heavy, but it's not as heavy. It has an airy feel to it. Almost like super fresh, super fresh. The spice, I'm not picking up on something that it's this spicy tinge that's in it. It's not coming off as like, oh, that's pink pepper or that's black currant or that's cardamom, like cardamom the way I know cardamom to smell, the oil, the natural oil. I'm not getting that, but just this spice accord. So you have this fresh, tart, juicy, sweet, musky, woody scent that on a hot day, but not super hot, because I don't know. I don't like super sweet fragrances when it's super hot for me because it can get nauseating to me. I like something more watery when I wear something super hot, but 80 degrees. Or you can wear this in the wintertime. I told y'all about fresh fragrances in the winter. Yeah, I'm gonna put this one to the side. I'm gonna just see what that do. A tangerine, I think that's the first one just caught my eye or my appeal, but again, very sweet. Next one up. This is 100. 100. Let me see. So all I see is it or any of your fragrances. Fraghead, what was the first part? I just heard the any. I can't see. I don't know what the first part of your question is, but this is 100. Ooh, like a jammy. This is a jammy, super jammy experience. Ooh, that's different. That's different. Another one. So far, regardless of what I'm saying about like being artificially sweet and things of that nature, easy compliment getter. Nothing in here like stinks to me or is like repulsive. So that's a good thing. Compliment getting, I can see wearing these out and going. I don't know if this raspberry, it's just kind of like mulberry, raspberry kind of, you know, thing going on with this one. It's like rich, very, very like jammy, like think jam. So like, I don't know. Super jammy. Like, God, it's that's standing out. Like when I smell this, I'm thinking what comes to mind is seduction, romance, sweet, jammy, woody. Oh, that stands out to me. That stands out to me. 100 stand again, as I always say, it's sweet, but it's like a bigger chord, if that makes sense. So I don't know how many notes they're listing in a lot of their fragrances, but a lot of these notes aren't really standing out amongst themselves. A lot of them aren't. They're just like they're creating this aura. They're like aura fragrances. They're creating this accords of maybe some florals. Generally speaking, when I'm smelling something jammy, it's like most of the time it's rose, but rose and raspberry kind of go hand in hand. So think of this because there's this floral element to it. Yeah, it's like rosy jam, you know, blueberries and raspberry concoction. It's like antioxidants. I eat a lot of blueberries and raspberries, so it's like kind of like that's what I'm kind of getting, and it stands out the most. Very sweet. Like that's the majority of what I'm getting. Again, I'm not putting these on skin because it's just too many fragrances. And I know for a fact these are going to last long. I know that for a fact. They're just if I put this on skin, I'll probably wake up to it. I can just tell by the sweetness and the way it feels. I just have this feeling. Kind of thing that'll linger on a pillow. Like if I put this on and go to bed and lay in the bed, you wake up tomorrow, it'll be on your pillow kind of thing. And that could be a good thing for some people. That stands out. That's sexy. That's sexy. That's sexy. I like that. That's sexy. But it's sweet. You know what I mean? You gotta be into that. But that's sexy. That's really unisex. Well, all of these are unisex. I haven't smelled anything. Maybe which one was it? I think it was the one where it's not 100. It wasn't 100. It was one of these ones where it was like, okay, that's the one I was like, well, you can wear it for a date. That was a little bit darker. That one was okay. I'm going back to that other one that we smelt that was like coconut, and somebody said Malibu Party in the Bay. It's mellowing out. It's mellow. Like the sweetness is mellowing out. But again, no different notes are kind of just grabbing you. It's like an accord. That's the best way I can explain it. All right, coming up next. That jammy one wasn't bad though. Oh yeah, that's 100. I just smelled that one that was here. 100. But again, I haven't found one that, for those who like, and again, don't take I haven't put these on skin and I haven't worn them out. So don't take longevity conversations as a thing. But I just have this really good feeling they're gonna last. They're gonna like linger. The kind of stuff that will be on a pillow when you wake up, kind of thing. And the more you sweat, the more it's just gonna like shoot off your body. I just have this. I just have this feeling. All right, the next one is called Spray EDP. Is that it? Special edition Spray EDP. All right, Spray EDP. Let's see what this joint hitting on. Oh, damn. It's like familiar. It's almost like giving me an Aventus Accord. That's what it's giving me. I'm pretty sure. Somebody tell me. Somebody put the notes in there. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be pineapple, bergamot, that kind of thing. It's giving me like Aventus, like a fruity Aventus almost. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is like Aventus, but like with heavy vanilla. Like it's like fruity Aventus with heavy vanilla. But the thing is, like, what did it say? Top notes: bergamot, Sicilian orange, lemon, grapefruit, lavender, artemisia, apple, musk, black tea, African rose, jasmine, patchouli. Yeah, it's just giving me. It's giving me elements of Aventus, but not really. It's just really bright, fruity, citrusy. Like this is their Aventus version. Yeah, this is going to be easy. For those who like that DNA, that kind of DNA, is it a one for one? No, if I pull Aventus off the shelf, they're not going to be one for one. You're not going to confuse me with, you know what I mean? But when you smell something, you'd be like, oh, okay, this is going with that everyday masculine compliment getting, easy to wear, not smoky, birchy, Aventus kind of feel. That's what this is somewhat going after, but like there's a sweetness to it. Yeah, you said it's a loaded one. Yeah, it's a lot of notes, but the problem is a lot of like these notes aren't really like standing out amongst themselves. So I'm saying, hold on, is this the one you're putting sugar, galbanum, benzoin? Like I'm getting a lot of vanilla. You said leather, okay, the leather, ambergris, musk. Yeah, I'm gonna put this one, that Aventus one, that's gonna go on skin because I'm not wearing nothing. That's gonna go on skin. That's gonna go on skin. I want to see what that one does. But yeah, like the notes really aren't popping, but yeah, it smell good. Like if I wear this, I'm telling you. It's not one of these. I can tell you if you go out the house and compliments is what you need, and you want to like forget all that niche snob stuff. You know what I mean? Like if you just be like, yeah, I want to leave the house. I want to smell good. I want to get compliments. Like I want to smell a little bit different, but I want to get compliments. I want people to be like, boy, you smell good. Yo, these are boy, you smell good fragrances. These are boy, you smell good fragrances. I'm telling you. Yeah, that's maybe it's the Aventus thing, but it's like super wearable to me. It's like I think this might be the leather aspect of it, the this fruity leather kind of thing. Yeah, yeah, I'm yeah, I kind of like that. I'm gonna put that that one I'm putting on skin. I'm wondering if I should put it on skin now. That way I can kind of no, because these gonna be loud, bro, and I just don't want to. They're it's borderline like taking up the room. That's how I know it's like these are gonna last. These are gonna last. Um, let's see the next one. The next one is Caribbean pineapple eau de parfum. All right, so this is probably gonna be like a candied pineapple based on what they're doing. Based on what they're doing. I'm gonna put these on skin though. At least two of them are going on skin. Two of them are going on skin. We'll have a conversation. I'll give my thoughts. We'll kind of work with it, work through it, answer some questions. Please try to keep all questions to the fragrances. And then I just want to see if the first smell, if it works, if it's smelling like it is. Of course, it ain't gonna smell like it is on paper, but yeah, these things kind of loud, bro. Like, yeah, I gotta almost clear out. Yeah, the coffee beans, you don't need it. Just smell your shirt. The coffee beans they say that thing is a myth. Ooh, so okay. So now, whatever pineapple they used here, ooh, so if you used to cut, so it definitely did something I didn't think it was going to do. This is a watery, this one has to go on skin. This one has to go on skin. Yeah, this one has to go on skin. Caribbean pineapple. This has like this watery, aquatic, fresh, like pineapple lime thing going on. I literally can smell like the pineapple skin. Like you break the leaf top off the pineapple, you chop it down, you're chopping the skin off. That smell it gives in the air, fresh cut, sweet. But this pineapple, whatever was used here, is a really good pineapple. I've smelt like low quality pineapple stuff. And this is like the perfect pineapple. I like this one. Might be my favorite so far. Now this is fresh. This one right here, this one right here, this one right here. Wow. Now it wasn't none of them like bad per se, but like this one is standing out above the rest. Like I can smell the pineapple skin. I can smell this watery nuance, this like breeze, air breeze kind of thing going on with some citruses. Let me see if he put the notes in. I probably missed it. He probably. Wow. Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna set this to the side. I want this one on skin. This one has to go on skin, and then maybe the Aventus one because it's just easy to wear. It's just really super easy to wear. I like this one. If I was gonna recommend, I mean, listen, ain't none of them like horrible, right? None of them horrible. Do they blow me away as something different? No, they don't. I'm not gonna get on here and act like I'm floor drop. No, that ain't the case. But I don't think everything has to do that to me either, right? I like this one. If I was going to say sample anything or try anything, it would probably be this one. It's fresh, summertime. Like I almost wish I could have had these in the summer because I'm in the Northeast and it's been like really cold in the mornings, like 60, and then it warms up. Like we're damn near full blown autumn where I'm at, where it's kind of like that beautiful transition. Like I would have wanted to wear this when it was like 90 degrees. I just want to see what this one's going to do. And if it performs like I think they're going to perform, there's this sweetness, this hint of vanilla I think the pineapple's what's turning me on from this. It's turning because it's like really ripe, juicy. And it ain't show I went to Giant or Safeway or Wiggly Piggly's pineapple. It's like you was in like, I don't know, Trinidad. Like you got a pine, like you were in Belize, Trinidad. Like you ain't getting on this USDA pineapples. I'm talking about somebody gave it to you off the tree, like fresh off the tree and cut it down. Like some Trinidadian girl, beautiful Trinidadian. That's what it is. I like that one. I like that one. I do like that one. Let me sip on that one. I like that one. I like that one. Again, it's just easy to wear. I don't know how much transitions this is going to go into because I'm not getting this dimension, this like fluctuating dimension with it. But I think easy to wear. I like that one. I like that one. One more to go. I'm gonna put a couple on skin. I'm gonna give my thoughts. I'm gonna give some pros, cons, some advice. Because I do have some advice I want to give. I'll look at the website. We'll go over it a little bit, and then we'll just circle back and I'll ask questions on the ones that I smelt. I'm pretty sure that those other 10 mls are 10 mls of this. So there will, for those in my group, there'll be a giveaway. Y'all will have an opportunity to sample these. Just because I think I'm grateful, but I just think when you double up like that, I just think you should reward your people with that. You should reward. I think I smelled it. Let me put this down. You should reward. So I'm gonna find a way to reward my people with that. I'm gonna find a way. And I might just do like, instead of doing one giveaway where you get all 8, I think I just kind of want to like give a lot of people opportunity to get a taste of the house and see what works for you. Just, I kind of, I wish I could just bust them all down like some work in like 2 mls, bust all this work down and be in that joint, you know what I'm saying? New Jack City with a mask on, my titties out, you know what I'm saying? Breaking them all down. You know what I'm saying? Is sending them off 2 mls out to everybody. Pause. But you know what I mean? And just let everybody try them. I think they, it's easy to be sampled, but I like that one. I like that one. Okay. Caribbean lime. Now I'm a fan of lime. I am a fan of lime. Lime is one of my favorite citruses in the summertime. Lime is one of my favorite citruses. I feel like if you're going to do any kind of Caribbean, because what I'm noticing based on these names is there's a lot of Caribbean theme to this. I wouldn't be surprised if this person, the owner or owners, are from the Caribbean. I think they have a vibe to them. It's called Good Vibes Perfume. It's almost like saying, Ari, everything's cool, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything's cool. I just feel like it's just that kind of vibes to it. But I'm gonna put at least my favorite 2 on skin. Oh, goddamn. That's a lot of lime. All right, these are like super strong, bro. God damn, bro. Jesus. That was like one spray on a tester from like all the way out there. Jesus Christ. All right. Listen, I haven't put these on skin. If I'm a betting man, these are gonna last. These are gonna you're gonna get your 8 hours on these. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's tart. It's a ton of lime. It's like it's lime, it's woody, herbaceous. There's a green. I'm getting green. Like I'm getting colors. So in my head, I'm closing my eyes now. And when I smell it, I can see the color green. I can see green, but it's like hold on. I'm envisioning it. It is like, it reminded me of something. Hold on. Baskin Robbins lime sorbet. like sherbet. But so the color of that lime is like the color of that ice cream is kind of like it's kind of white. It's like a really light green kind of feel to it. That's what I'm getting here. That's what I'm getting here. It's like it is lime dominant, but there's some herbal qualities to it. Damn, this might be. Can I put 3 on? The last 3 might be my favorites, regardless of what I say, like the different quality and things. The last 3, like they don't. The thing I liked about the last 3 so far is they didn't go into this. They gave me some like with my scent memory, it gave me some naturals. Although I don't believe there's like pure naturals in this. I don't believe. I'm not saying it is or it isn't. But it gives me sense of I can vision the fruit. It's not like superly, like a few were like sweet. It was like a lot going on, a lot of different sugars and sweets and different fruits and a whole bunch of different accords. Bro, in the summertime, if this lasts, I love lime. So I'm a little bit biased because I like lime and I think lime is a great summer thing. Which also probably means with this lime, I wouldn't be surprised if you layer this with maybe that other coconut one that they have. Maybe, what was that first one I sprayed? It was, I got all these fragrances here and I put them back in the boxes. I should have kept them out. 100, I think, I feel like it had a little bit of coconut in it. I feel like if you layer like some of these, I think like I wouldn't layer this with the tangerine one. I think if you layer this with one of the coconut ones, I think you'll get a good contrast. I think it like the one y'all said Malibu Party in the Bay. I think if you kind of layer those, I think that's just going to work. There's a this aromatic thing. I don't want to, it could be lavender. I don't think it's lavender, but it's like thyme, maybe some thyme or some sage or some like bright citruses, maybe a little bit of vetiver or something in here, like some woods, some dry woods. I like this one. This is going on skin. This is going on skin. Okay, so let me put a few on skin. I will give my pros and cons. Because I think there's pros and cons to everything. Because I do have a thought on a few things, and I think they're going to be constructive criticisms on some things. I think there's some constructive criticism, but I will break it down why I'm saying what I'm saying, so it won't be mistaken. But let me put these on skin. These things are kind of loud, bro. All right, this lime got to go on skin. I put this away from me. That one spray, bro. Yeah, that's juicy lime. Juicy lime. I feel like some vetiver. Huh. Yeah, I kind of like that one. Yeah, bright lime. Orange, like I'm getting like a floral orange blossom or some nonsense. Like, and I don't mean nonsense like bad. I mean it's like I'm getting like a citrus floral, like orange blossom, neroli or petitgrain. Like one of the two. All right. This one is Caribbean pineapple. This is the one I really want to see how it does on skin. Hold on. I like the way that goes on skin. I like the way that goes on skin. Do I think like it can compete with like with like my Ventus or something? Nah, not really. You know what I mean? But I don't think it needs to. I don't think it needs to. I like the. I like the. I mean, but I like the way this smelled on paper too, though. Okay, let me let those two. Well, let me get the one that I said was close to a Ventus because it might do something different on the back of my hand. So let me get this other one. Let me get this other one. Those last three I kind of like, and this was spray. So pineapple, lime. Lime is on my left. I don't think I'm gonna be able to not remember because this lime is liming and this pineapple is pineapple. So I don't think I'm gonna forget. And spray is on my left hand. If you can, I don't know if the sheen is coming up. Yeah, listen, when I say Aventus-esque, trust me, it's not there's some stuff in this. Okay. So I'll get into that. That'll be something else I'll talk about. But okay, let me let that kind of do what it's going to do. Let me just, because I think these boxes inevitably might go with a certain thing. So, pros. Let's go with some pros. Let's go with some pros, and then we'll go with some cons. Pros. If you wear these, I think they're easy to wear. None of them are overly complicated. And they'll get compliments. They seem like they're not going to be fleeting. Just because the way I was smelling them, like it was spraying them over here and I was kind of getting wafts. So they feel like not necessarily room fillers, but they feel like they're going to wear good for people who like to be smelt. So for the person who be like, yo, I want to be smelt, you can wear these. None of them are inoffensive. They can be worn at work. And every scent was all light scents. That Aventus, that I'm gonna call it Aventus-esque. It doesn't smell like Aventus. It's like doing its own thing, but it gives me that vibe because there's this leather kind of woody aspect, but it's like super vanillic. I like that one. And that's, I think the name of that one is spray. So if I wear these and I go out, a lot of women, will compliment me. A lot of people will compliment me because they have a youthful, easy to wear vibe. That's the good part. That's the good part. Some bad parts or constructive criticism. Let me not say bad. Constructive criticism. Let me go to the website so I can quote it right. Let me go to the website. Let me see. I want to make sure. Good Vibes Perfume. What just happened? Okay. All right. So on the website, if you sign up, you get 10% off your first purchase. So any little bit helps. So these are 154 50 ml. 154 50 ml. Now, here's the problem, and this was some of the talks when I started thinking about it. I think my last couple of lives, I hit on this. Is like when you come to independent perfumers, I think it's going to get difficult, right? It's going to get a little difficult for you because when you're talking 150 for 50 ml, like I think you got to hit certain things. I think presentation is going to be your killer, right? Because as clones come into the market, you're competing against a clone market that, like when it was just Alexandria and Dua, I think you can get away with this. When it's Alexandria and Dua, you can get away with this, right? When they first started, well, I don't know what Dua's doing now, but I think I know Alexandria got the blue bottles and stuff. They kind of upped their game, but when they first started, they were kind of like stock bottles. 150 for stock bottles to get people to kind of do what they do. You got to look at what your competition is, right? You have to look at that. And I think that that's something that needs to be approved upon on time, especially when these are like, and listen, I get it. You're a small company. Um, and I love the design, but these are like regular paper boxes and stock bottles at 150. I think when people start paying that price, and this is just me being honest, and I don't even want to get into like what I can get at a discounter, because I feel like I can get, if I go on Joma Shop and let me quote it, let me just go on Joma Shop real quick and see what I can get Hasselhoff for real quick. Nishane Hasselhoff. Let's see what I can get. I can get a 3.4 ml for 175, right? Now, of course, that's discounter because it's way more than that. But at the end of the day, you're still competing with that market for customers, right? You're competing with that. So that's going to be your customer base. But also look at your other competition, which is other independent viewers. Now, was it this one? It wasn't this one. It was, I think it was this bottle right here. Yeah, like this bottle right here. Like there's some white stuff in here. Like it looked like it might be like some plastic, maybe some lint or whatever, but like you can, it's clearly like dust or lint in this bottle. 150 people will, every little thing somebody can critique when they pay 150 of their hard-earned money is you have to, and that's me being honest. I'm being constructive. I hope, I know this is your art, and like Erykah Badu, they say, you're sensitive about your ish, but just know like that can't happen when somebody's paying 150, because they're going to look at this and they're going to spray something on their skin. And they, from an independent person, and after talking to George, I know you can't sell this in Europe, right? Like to be in Europe, George, in my last live, if you're not familiar with George Zaroff, talked about how much oils cost, where you get them from. They like Europe don't play that. Like you got to know where you're getting from. Independent people can kind of skip all that. But when you're putting stuff on your skin and you're talking chemistry, there can be dangers to what people are putting on their skin. So now some people just put clones and they just put anything on their skin and go. But when people getting fragrances, they don't know where they came from. At least when I get something from like Nishane and I know it's also sold in Europe, I know that it's like USDA approved. When you're dealing with some of the independent houses that you're kind of creating out of your house because you want to do something, it's technically not USDA approved if you look at it from a fragrance standpoint. It's not IFRA, right? So there's some safety precautions and things when people are putting things on your skin, and your skin is an absorbent. So when you have stuff in your bottle, that's going to make people think. That's me being honest, because that stood out to me when I was looking at the bottle. Like, what is that? I don't know what that is, and I'm putting things on my skin. Yeah, anytime you do a stock bottle with a plastic cap, it looks cheap, right? Even if you had the greatest perfume in here, like the greatest, you can have like some Bodicea. You could have tricked me and just like threw some Bodicea in a bottle and said, oh, this is my fragrance. Like you decanted Bodicea. But when somebody see this and they pay for that, anytime you see this or you want to put something on the shelf, it just kind of looks cheap, right? So you got to think about that. And I'll give you some of, independent. I want to bring out some of these because I looked at your website and I knew these bottles were there. And I knew that would be like a slight critique of mine. Mr. Oz. Mr. Oz, if you're not familiar with him, was one of the best old school reviewers on YouTube. I admire Mr. Oz as a human, as a person. His intellect and his knowledge of notes, fragrances is one of the educational parts that got me into the game. Like I'm talking 2015 and before, whenever he came on, I never forget, like, yeah, his like the way he broke down a fragrance was so educational that you can smell it. Like he kind of taught me how to, by watching him, taught me how to really like do it in your own words and paint the picture like art, right? He came out with his own fragrance, Vet to Divert, from his house, Motif Olfactive, right? He originally had these bottles, which is stock bottle. This juice in here, and I'm telling you, Mr. Oz sourced his, I know exactly, he sourced his stuff from like the highest quality of like vetiver oils. Like he was in there whipping it, cooking it. Like this wasn't no like, fly by night thing. Like he had the whole setup of like oils behind them kind of thing. This is arguably one of the best vetivers that's ever been created, right? It's literally one of the best vetivers that's ever been created. I rival this with Guerlain's vetiver. This is grassy, citrus, yuzu, fresh, earthy. Anything you want when you think about a good vetiver, this has it. But a lot of people would bypass it with the bottle looking the way it looked. This is literally one of the best vetivers ever created, hands down. Argue with your mama on that. But the bottle was kind of subpar. It's like stock tape bottle, right? He knew that just wasn't going to cut it. So he came out with another bottle. Now it's kind of stock, but now the plaque, this isn't paper. It's a plaque. The cap looks better. It's crinked better. It's just, it feels, even though it feels better. It feels like from an indie house, you kind of got your money's worth when you paid $170 for this, especially if you know the juice. And this is his sandalwood fragrance, stunning. Like 4 different sandalwoods in here, bro. It's one of the best sandalwoods, bro. 4 different sandalwoods, like 3 or 4 different sandalwoods. This is amazing. But you just felt like, even from the top, you just felt like you got to upgrade, and now the price is a little bit worth it. Because that's in your price point, right? That's your competition. When you look at Day 3 Fragrances, Mike, he originally had these bottles, stock bottles, but he had a nice cap and had the paper. I kind of like the way this was nice, but he upgraded to this. Now this isn't plastic. The cap is more dense, and this is $175 so it's $25 more, but the quality of juice also, it matches, right? What you get from how it feels in your hand to the quality of it to the perfume inside of it, it matches what you're paying. It matches what you're paying. And last but not least, even if you want to look at another competitor, these are 60 ml bottles. But you look at Zaroff. Now, George got a little bit of money, right? But he's still giving you a nice cap, good bottle design. Even something like this, 60 mLs, and I think he's charging, what is George charging for 60 mLs? 170 something for 60 mLs? Let me not quote it wrong. Let me find a signature pour home. Let me just signature collection, signature rose. Let me see. 60 ml, 155, right? So this is your direct competitor. And I think we can be a little bit honest, right, on that. So, think about it. Think about it or not. That's just constructive criticism. I'm trying to give you constructive criticism. When the consumer is paying 150 for 50 ml, because a consumer can say, well, if I double that, that's 300 for 100 ml. Now you're talking Killian prices. You're talking big boy playing in the big leagues, and stock bottles and playing in the big leagues. The money just don't. And I don't want to count your pockets on how much it costs for you to do the production, and you trying to have some overhead. I get it, but sometimes you have to narrow down your stuff and kind of just work on the presentation, and of course quality control, because you can't have things floating in the bottle. You can't have that at that price point. And that's just me being frank and honest with you. And I can also tell that there's, like, George is getting his oils from Mon, right? He's charging us, and again, George is a little bit different. He's still indie, but George is giving us 60 mLs for 150, and his oils are coming from one of the best fragrance where you get your notes and stuff from. Like it's coming from Mon, it's coming from Europe. And he's selling in Europe. So you know that those things have been tested and weighed out. Those are like really good quality oils. I'm not getting the same nuances in quality in comparison with the other fragrances I just brought up in quality. Like if I'm just putting it on a scale, I'm not really getting that. So just think about presentation, think about how you're sourcing your quality, and think about your pricing and how that matches up when I can also get a clone, Middle Eastern clone house for 40 or 60 bucks and had at 100 ml and have like really, really, really close to good quality that smells almost identical to $400 fragrances. So I don't really want to beat a dead horse to that, but just those would be my honest, constructive criticisms on it. Let me smell these fragrances. The vintage one is good. It's dying down. Again, I only put one spray because they just felt like they was going to last. But I'm sure if I put 5, 6, 7, 8 sprays on, it'll protrude more. It's nice. And that's how, and again, I don't want to say you're not getting your oils from like where the other perfumers houses where they got their oils from. I don't know where you got them from, but they just don't, they're not somewhat in the same, they're not in the same room, if that makes sense. But it's solid. It's solid. If I, again, is I'm gonna say back on the positive, because I don't want to end on that. I don't really want to end on that note. Is that if I wear this out and I go out, I'm going to get a compliment. I know that for a fact. I'm going to get a compliment. The lime is probably my favorite right now. I like the way that lime is hidden. I like the way, now, to be honest, this almost smells more like Malibu Party in the Bay because the way the lime is just really zesty, very fresh, and very realistic, actually. Yeah, that one, which one is that? Jesus. That was yeah, the lime. Yeah, man. I like that one. Caribbean lime. But yeah, like even this bottle have a little bit of stuff. So look at how you're storing your bottles. Dust. This can be dust or whatever, but just you quality control, quality control, especially at this price point, has to be on the top of your thought process. Let me see a bunch of other. What's sold out? I don't know what you're talking about. He's still selling it. Which one? Vetu de Vert? I guess you're assuming Vetu de Vert. I haven't been on this page in a minute. Mr. Oz kind of been ghost. I need to send him a message just to be like, what you doing? What's up with you, bro? Like, you know, he has a regular job, he has family, and he's trying to do his thing. But anyway, I need to reach out to him. But the other pineapple one is nice. It's nice. It's a nice pineapple. Hold on. Yeah, man. Without a shadow of a doubt, if I put these on, I'm gonna get a compliment. With it, I'm any of these, any of the ones that I didn't put on skin, I'll get a compliment. I don't think that's far fetched. But you know, I think we've all talked and said, hey, you know, if you're gonna, you know, if compliments is what you need, you know, you can go buy Bed Bath and Beyond, and I mean, or Bath and Body Works or whatever, or Zara fragrances, and kind of get it in the grand scheme, if that's what you need. Yeah, I like it. It smells fresh. It smells good. I like the lime. The lime and the pineapple one are probably my favorites out of the one I smelt. But that's kind of my overall thoughts on them. Is you know, work on your quality control, work on your presentation. Think about where you're sourcing your materials from. I don't know where they're coming from, but at that price that you're charging, They need to be coming from that price of place, right? And I don't know how that's going to work with your budget or what you're doing, but solid fragrances, solid release, compliment getting, but just know what your competition is when it comes to the price point. And that's me. I can't be more honest on that. I just saw that you liked it. This is my number one fragrance. Yeah, man, Supercharge is nice. I think I still like the OG. But anybody got any questions on these fragrances? And then we're at an hour and 34 minutes, and then I'm gonna circle back and we could talk about some stuff for maybe about 20 minutes. We could talk about some stuff for 20 minutes, but let's talk about these fragrances. I think he said, I think you were fair. I mean, that's my thing. I think, again, there's in this game, who's watching me, there's going to be different kind of people. They're going to be different kind of people. They're going to be people who be like, I want overly complex. It needs to change 3 or 4 or 5 times. This ain't going to be for you. There's going to be some people who say, I need that vintage perfumery from back in the days. This ain't going to be for you. It's going to be some people who say, listen, man, I just want compliments. I want to smell good, but I want it to be like Raj, like Zherjov. I need it to be up there in quality. This ain't going to be for you. You know what I'm saying? If you be like, listen, man, I want to support an indie brand. I don't mind supporting an indie brand. Do they smell good? Yeah, they smell good. Will they get compliments, bro? Yeah, they'll get compliments. Will they last? Well, I can't tell you if they're gonna last, but I'm gonna tell you this lime one is out of all the ones who I said this smells the more natural of all of them. This lime one, and maybe it's just the lime in me, but yeah, I like this lime one. I like this lime one. So if that's the thing, you'd be like, yo, listen, I want to support an indie brand. It ain't, I know it's hard out here. I want to, help them grow and do whatever. Hey, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely do your thing. But, if that's what you want to do, I think do that. But for the price you paying, and I have to be honest, for the price you paying for what you get, from presentations, stock bottles, and bottles with things inside of them, with particles inside of them, that can make the wearer. Yeah, this one has it. Like I'm finding that in a few of these, I'm just breezing through and checking. People spend their money, and your stuff haven't been through IFRA. Don't nobody know where your stuff is coming from. They putting it on their skin. This one got a lot of it. It's like dust particles everywhere. Like it just looked like, again, man, people putting stuff on skin. You just got to be mindful of that. I don't, I got to be keep it a buck with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you now, if I open up a Zherjov or Blue de Chanel or any of them in one of my Chanel exclusives, and they had some particles floating around, I would fry that joint. But I expect their quality control to be a little bit different, because it's just a different kind of laboratory kind of thing. But, I can't give you a pass on that. That is unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You just can't. No matter what you're charging, it can be $40. You still can't have particles in your fragrances. No, when I'm saying the particles, it's not like, you can tell it's like dust. It's not like a little bit of bubbly oils and things of that nature. I wish I can show it on screen. I don't think it's going to show up. I'll see if it just looks like dust hairs, It's not from the oil. It's not from like, oh, you got some naturals in it. It just looked like it was like some dust in there. Because if you got dust, oil, and alcohol, and it's kind of just float, it's going to just float around in there. It's just kind of is. So that's what I'm getting. Yeah. I mean, I haven't had fragrances with this in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to. Well, I don't know if it's going to show up. It's probably not going to show up. It's probably not going to show up. But yeah, I mean, it's not the biggest deal. But also understand there's a difference between getting something from IFRA that you know where the oils, like it's like USDA. It's like if I sold you some meat that wasn't USDA approved, and I was just like, you know what I'm saying? I got some meat for sale out the back of my truck. You'd be like, all right, you know, how much you selling them steaks for? You know what I mean? Where you get them joints from? People would, you know, before I eat it, like, what's up with them joints? How long they been out? Like, what's going on with that? Like, here's my ombre nuit. Like, I don't have none of that in here from Dior. And this is almost like a stock bottle, but again, it's Dior, and Dior, you know, unfortunately, you know, has stock in the game. And you can't compare yourself to a company that's been around as long. It's just not. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. And that's my constructive criticism and my thoughts on the house. Other than that, sample, I'm going to be doing a giveaway in my group of these 10 mLs. These 10 mLs. I will be doing a giveaway on these. I will be doing a giveaway on these. And I think I'm gonna do each individual. I don't know if I'll do one a week or if I'm just gonna, I don't know. I might package maybe two per person or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. Let me think about how I'm gonna do that. But I also gotta get with Josh and see how the best way that we should do that. Because he's done them before. And Jared, I don't know. Jared, have you done the giveaways on the Facebook group before? If not, then, but Jared's my other admin. So I'll figure out how we're gonna do that fairly and let that go. And have that done. Other than that, what else we got? Let's get to it. I love to try that line. I got to join the group. As long as you subscribe, bro. And I check. Everybody who comes in, I won't let you in the group unless you subscribe, and I will check. And if you violate any rule one time, you're out. No, I'm not giving you no excuses. I'm not correcting you. You're gonna be in the group 1 minute, and then the next minute you might go check to see what people posting, and you're gonna be gone. And if you're gone, you're not getting back in. It's just you're gone. You're gone for life. No hard feelings, but that's my house. Don't come into my house when I say don't walk in my house with shoes. And you walk in my house with shoes and you be like, I don't care. I go in everybody's houses with shoes. Why I got to take mine off at your house? You're right. You don't have to take it off, but you ain't coming in this house. That's just kind of how I carry it. And, you know, some people might care for it. Some people might not. We don't do the whole arguing back and forth over perfume. I'm not playing that. Arguing over perfume. Bro, talk about what you like. If somebody posts something you hate, you ain't got to let the world know. Sometimes you can just move on. Or you can have a respectful way if somebody be like, hey, what you think about this? You be like, yeah, that ain't really work for me, but I'm glad it worked for you. Or this is why this is why it didn't really work for me. It is okay to have respectful disagreements, but then there's a way where you can get trolling and stuff. And I don't like that in my space, in my environment. I think it leads to nonsense personally. I've seen it in other Facebook groups, so I'm not really with that in mind. But other than that, yeah, I will be doing the giveaway on these fragrances. But this lime, right now, I like the way this lime, yeah. If I already didn't have my fragrances of the week lined up, next on Monday when I do my weekly rotation live and talk, that's going to be a fire live. That's going to be a fire live when it comes to fragrances and me kind of do it. Get it right. Got to filter his fragrances and dust, blow the bottles before bottling. Yeah, it could have, get right fragrances, join the chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, we all do stuff. I'm pretty sure it's not intentional. But I think I have to give constructive criticism, because it's a game. It's a rough game out here. I was talking to another independent fragrance company. We was on the phone just chopping it up about, I was asking him kind of like what he got going on next, and some things we talked about a couple of different things, like how hard it is just to kind of break the space, because I really think the influencer market has changed the entire fragrance industry. Fragrance influencers have changed how the fragrance industry operates. You can argue with yourself. I deal in facts. Companies didn't used to drop 20 fragrances a year, 25, 30 fragrances a year. They know they can drop stuff, pay or send, get the word, the notice out in good or bad. Some people look at if I can get the name out, I get the name out. I'll take good or bad criticism if I can get on TV, because nobody sits around and watches TV no more. They watch YouTube and TikTok. So, it's changed the way it's almost like you can't get caught up. I remember the days like a couple of fragrances would come out a year from companies, and you had an opportunity to buy a fragrance and really set with it for like a year, 2 years maybe. You can like set with it. Like you could use up half the bottle before a new one was coming out. Now it's like every week somebody's announcing, somebody's leaving. Just as crowded as the reviewer space is, the reviewer space is extremely crowded. But the fragrance company space is becoming just as crowded. There's a new independent house, niche house, luxury niche indie house coming out, just like there's a new reviewer coming out. And everybody, I feel like you can't get caught up with how many fragrances are dropping a year. And that can get frustrating when you want to try everything, you want to show love, and it's also costly, man. It's costly. And I think companies know this, and they send stuff out to people who got a voice, who can, be honest and be transparent, and some that they can buy, and they get a mix of it. So it's just, from an indie house who has a small budget, who may or may not be working on a smaller scale. I just don't know how y'all kind of function and operate. I know a lot of things I said about this company, like, work on your packaging, your box, and maybe, get out of stock bottles. Or if you do a stock bottle, get away from paper labels, maybe get something a little bit, because you're dealing with the 150 price range. That's just that's up there. I can pull out a lot of fragrances I can get at 150 and understand that's your competition, right? You always got to keep up with the competition, whatever that is, and whatever the market is asking for. Because when people put stuff on the shelf and on the wall, they also, I think the collectors and or wardrobe people aesthetically like to see the aesthetics, and aesthetic bottles on the wall also make you feel good when you walking up to it and you just kind of grabbing it. So you kind of want stuff to stand out and feel luxurious, even if it costs you $40. You still kind of want it to feel a certain way. It's all a part of the experience, in my most humble opinion. Yeah, TikTok's not gonna be for everybody. I think it's a necessary evil. You take TikTok with a grain of salt. I think it's a necessary evil. If you're a fragrance influencer, you should be on it and should be uploading. I've been avoiding it, but I try to get out, a couple of videos here and there. I try to get some videos out. But anything else before we head up out of here? Because I don't want to keep rambling on the stuff, because I think we all got stuff to do and get into our Friday. I don't care how good a fragrance is if their presentation looks cheap. I'm not giving it a chance. Yeah, and I think that's the that could be some of the company's kind of thing. Like, listen, the fragrance is solid. But I think even if I was the best cameraman and I was to take good pictures and post it on IG, I just think the way a bottle pictures, the way, there's a reason when you go on IG, everybody's doing the unboxings. They're tapping on the thing and in there with the nails, the nail tapping and the bottles tapping. It's now a part of the experience. It is now a part of the experience. The game has changed, and I think stock bottles aren't going to cut it unless your bottles are honestly $70, $80. Anything over 80, I think I think 60, 70, you can get away with stock bottles, kind of. And I had this talk with Chris, me and Chris Classic talk, because to me, I think his perfumery in his fragrances is extremely good. Like, you can smell the different nuances in it, whether the fragrance work for you or not. Like Hella Floral is amazing, but I think him still using stock bottles, and we talk, so I'm not saying nothing behind his back that we haven't said, and I think he'll be okay with us having a conversation. I think he knows I gave my honest opinion. I don't care how good it is. Do I have one of his bottles over here? No, I don't. But like originally, I was upset that Mike changed his bottles. I kind of liked this small because it had this wood cap, especially when it went to black, like Philosophia. But it took me a minute to get used to this. But when I kind of felt these in hand, it just feels more luxurious. It just does. The not paper, it feels better in hand. It feels better. The cap is metal. It's heavier. It feels better. I feel like if I pay $170 for this, and I feel like I might have got robbed here a little bit until I smell the juice, but I feel like I got every bit of my $170 from this. And even his boxes, I think he was giving out paper boxes, I think, on this. I think his original boxes were kind of like paper boxes kind of thing. And then he gave us like a box that flip up and satin, and I feel like you kind of getting it. I think it matters. Well, I know it matters, especially with people who want collections and they want to display their collections. I think, so Chris has to step his presentation up. He knows that. We talked, and I told him. So that's that. Anybody got anything else? Let me see. It looks cheaper. If it looks cheaper, it better be cheap. Yeah, somebody said, if it looks cheaper, it better be cheap. The first thing somebody's gonna see when they go on your website is they gonna say, okay, cool. He talked about let me see what it looked like. They're gonna see stock bottles, they're gonna see 170, they clicking off. They clicking off. If they saw stock bottles and they saw 60 or 75, and you had like the 10%, discount on your first purchase, they might hang around. But hold on. But let me talk about, because I think these are 35. Let's see what it's 10 mLs. Let's at least see what the 10 mLs look like. Let's see what the 10 mLs look like. Because now these are okay. I ain't mad at these. 10 mLs will go a long way. And these are 35. These are 35. Yeah, just a little bit. I think get right fragrance right. Like, just spray your bottles. Just take the little extra effort. But I also think, a lot of the independent brand, like, y'all should be building with each other. Giving each other tricks of the trade. I got a man who can, who got this and this and that. I think it's a good build. But again, yeah, a 10 ml, I think it's $35, and you get 10% off on your first order. So I think this is actually a good. I feel like exposure is the best thing when you're new, up and coming. My thoughts on Savoir Faire Secret 47. I didn't like Secret 47. I didn't like it at all. And I told Chris that. He sent a sample. Like Love Suede, people think he sent me that. I paid for that. I smelled the sample. He sent me a sample. I smelled it. I bought it. I smelled 47. I couldn't get jiggy with it. Like I couldn't, it just didn't work. It was something in it. And I think I told him I don't think he cares much. But I was like, young, it smelled like I was eating like dumplings, like wonton dumplings, like the Chinese store, like soy sauce. It was something in it that gave me like soy sauce dumpling feel. It was a no for me. I cannot get jiggy with that fragrance at all. That's the first fragrance from him I could not get jiggy with. But get a sample, figure out on your own, because there are people who love that fragrance. To me, it smelled like chicken dumplings from the Chinese joint and the soy sauce soup, and I can't get jiggy with it. I feel like more supposed. Jason said, looking at the presentation, quality control, they should be priced like Do It. I mean, that's the thing. Again, that's something I told Chris. Chris has amazing juice to me. Amazing. But he's still using the original Alexandria fragrance bottles. You know what I'm saying? He's using those 50 mLs. He's using those bottles. And even over the years, because I got a few, I just don't want to go get them. Alexandria went from the screw top regular bottles where they were putting tape around it to the bottles, because I'm looking at some of them over here, some old bottles I had where they went with the wooden top with the paper on the front. Then they went to the blue where they started going 100 mLs, went from the whole blue cylinder thing, and they kind of like stepped up. But yeah, most people when they go, was the Tangerine Boy, was the Tangerine one and the Tangerine Boy would have any concern spraying that heavy juice? Sean, was it Tangerine one and the Tangerine Boy? I don't. You talking about the tangerine fragrance from this house? It was spicy. It was tangerine. It was cool. It had like this sweetness to it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like if you comparing it, because you said Tangerine Boy, like Tangerine Boy from Fleur. Oh no, that's amazing. That is stunning. You know what I mean? You said Alexandria's pricey now. Yeah, but it's 12400 ml. So you got to look at that too. You know what I'm saying? Or you're getting a 50 ml for 150. You weighing these things out. You know, I mean, but listen, I'm not trying to sway y'all either way. You figure that out. I think personally, I think if you're interested in the brand, I think you should go with the 10 mLs. The 10 mLs, if I'm not mistaken, are $35. I think that's what I saw when I was on. But let me search now. Good Vibes. 10 mLs, $35. A 10 ml will last you for a good period of time. It will last you. It's, a 2 ml for like $10 would have, like a 5 ml for $10 probably would have been cool, because it's like a small enough sample. That way I can get a sample pack of all your fragrances for like, you know what I mean? Like maybe like $80, and I can get like a small spray sample of $80 of all your fragrances. So I can just explore the entire house instead of 35 8 times, when 35 9 times. I can just do, just one box with 5 mLs or 3.5, whatever them small spray mLs are, and I can sample your whole house and figure out if it's for me or not. I think more companies should do that, especially when you want to explore the entire house. But 10 mLs for $35, I mean, I feel like that's not a bad go. That's not a bad go. And it's your traditional lipstick atomizer kind of thing. Your traditional. Yeah, and it's cramped on. So, yeah, and still gave you the fragrance, the label. But I'm gonna end up giving these away since I know what they are. I'm gonna give the 10 mLs to as a giveaway in my group. I'm gonna give those away. But yeah, if we have no more questions, let me see. 10 mls for sure last. I have some that's been 2 years that's half empty. New indie brands need to do better marketing research, engage what they're truly up against in pricing their product. Discounters are controlling the market. Yeah, that's another thing. So we can hit on that. I'll hit on that for a little while because they'll probably watch this video. And I hope I'm not offending your sensibilities. But this goes for any independent fragrance house that are reaching out to the influencers, right? A lot of influencers, especially in today's market, a lot of them, I haven't hit that realm yet because I just refuse to pay for it. If they send it, I'll talk about it. But them clone brands, I'm not paying for that. But if they send it, I'll talk about it. Didn't make your top 10 based on your bullshit. Was it due to not having it notes or due to your interest in hearing your opinion? Peace. Give it the blue work. Since you paid for that question, I'll try to get to that. Nebulous didn't make it. One, I don't have it. Two, the noses I respect say is really close to Octavian from Electimus. Again, my list wasn't what I like. It's what, when I wear outside, the compliments go crazy. If it's close to Octavian with even a little bit more animalics and a better oud, I doubt it would make my top 10 list anyway. It's not, I didn't do a top 10 my favorite Boudicca list. I did a top 10 when I walk out the house, the compliments come in from strangers. That's what that list was about. I doubt, very seriously doubt, even if I had it, it would have made the list. And I'm around people all the time, socially, professionally. I'm around the public, people. I just doubt it. You know what I'm saying? I would probably still put in the mirror. And didn't the mirror make my list? Was it right out of my list? I think it was like right out of there. It was like in honorable mentions. And the mirror but I think this year, Alsif is going to leap in the mirror because I'm going to wear that more. And I just got a feeling that's just going to leap in the mirror. But I appreciate your question. Out of my Rajas, good vibes. I appreciate you coming on. Listen, I appreciate y'all coming on. I appreciate you being a good sport about it. I appreciate the painting in the picture. And yeah, just think about it. Think about it. Think about what you're up against. What you're up against. And and that's where I was going to before I answered that question. The influencer market is controlling the industry. All of your major influencers are talking about clones. Good, bad, indifferent. I'm not here to judge. Well, I might judge tomorrow. But y'all have to wait and see what angle I take with that. The perfume poetics will be back tomorrow. The perfume poetics. But that's controlling the market. In clones, the days of our Moth Club de Nuit Intense Man, where the bottle had that little rope and a little chain, pocket chain, and it was kind of cheap with the bedazzled jewels at the cap. Like, those days are gone. These companies, these Middle Eastern companies, are really stepping up their presentation. I still don't think the presentation looks better than Raja's and other, but they, or Xerjoff. Xerjoff is a classic with that top. I think it's just classic. But they're upping their presentation games, and they're doing it all using really good ingredients at $60. Your fragrance influencers are also promoting and pushing discount houses. So Joma Shops, Fragrance Buy, Fragrance X, Fragrance Net. So now you're competing with discounters. You're competing with what would have been a $400 Nishane is what is Hassavat retailing for 100 ml? What, 350, 370? And I can get that for 135 today at Joma Shop. And when I say performance check, smell check, ingredients check, all the stuff. So when you're selling your product, you're competing with all of that at your price point. You just have to think about it, however you go with that. But I do appreciate you taking the criticism, taking the criticism. I appreciate it, I appreciate it. I'm really, I always get nervous when indie brands reach out, because I just don't, if I do a first impression, this is kind of what you're going to get. Instead of me saying, like you send them to me and I'm just going to record, I might be like, I don't know if I want to do this video, but I'll call you and tell you what I think. If I do a live, that's why I kind of like lives, is raw. You get my thoughts, how I would do it if I was in my house by myself with nobody watching me, and how kind of the process I would go to in smelling it. You would get that process. So I appreciate you stopping through. I appreciate y'all stopping through. Let's see, any more questions? I don't mind chatting to y'all for a little while. We got like 100 people, 113 people. It's going down, but well, shit, we at 2 hours. Listen, man, we done here. We done here. I think we had a good talk. And for indie brands, just think about it. Think about it, people. Think about it, people. But I appreciate all the supporters. I appreciate all the love.
The cipher.
And with that being said, I'm going to leave you the way I greeted you. And that's in the universal language of peace. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. The Perfume Poetics is back at it. It should be an interesting show. I've been doing a lot of thinking. I've been in the lab. I've been having talks. We're going to, listen, I plan on trying to take Fragcom to something different. It's been getting real stale as far as content-wise to me. But we'll be back at it. Peace, y'all. Tune in tomorrow.